In addition, the grammar is very difficult. Sorry, the grammar is very different from my native language. Full stop. Also, the pronunciation is difficult to get right. Finally, I have only one English class a week. I think it will take a long time to learn English well. So lots of different reasons for learning English is difficult, and they separated the reasons into separate sentences, and they use transition words to go from one sentence to another to show the relationship. Get the idea so far?
Yep.
Okay, not too hard. Let's
Yeah.
try this. I hate my job.
My boss is always getting angry and shooting at me.
Shouting at me, good. Not shooting at me, that would be even worse.
Shut.
My salary is very low. That's the main reason to hit your work.
Okay, good. The salary is very low.
I have to work
Or if
until about
how the
9
others
o'clock
treat you.
every night.
Good. That would be definitely a. And one more.
The
And
last
Our office
one,
building
the
is old
salary
and
is
dirty.
very low.
Good. Now, who can read the whole paragraph, putting these reasons into the blanks and using these words?
May I try?
Sure.
I hate my job for one thing. My boss is always getting angry and shouting at me. Another thing is that the salary is very low. Also, also, our, like I had to work until about 9 o'clock every night. However, the worst thing is that our office building is old and dirty. I think it's time to looking for a new job. To look for
Good.
a
I
new
think
job.
it. Excellent. So notice a paragraph here. A good paragraph is usually at least about 5 sentences. So here we have
Mhm.
one sentence. Here's the end of the second one, the end of the third one, fourth one, fifth one, and then they have a sixth one as the concluding. So be careful because we don't mean how many lines there are. We're counting actually how many
Sentences.
sentences there. And we know it's the end of a sentence because of the end mark there, the full stop or period.
Mhm.
Good. All right. One more thing just to keep in mind, you don't need to put in any sentences that are not part of the focus of that paragraph. We call that irrelevant. And
Irrelevant.
irrelevant means it's not related to that idea. Okay. Um, good. I'll give you guys a chance to practice later at home. All right, good. So that's it for that one. Let me go to another. Um, this one is a nice, short, concise, step-by-step guide for when you have to write your paragraph. So step one, decide on the topic. Many times when you're writing, for example, your reports or capstone projects or something, you'll have to know what is the topic of this particular paragraph, how much are you going to put into this paragraph, what kind of examples you're going to need, what do you already know about it, things like that. And then the topic sentence is the most important thing, okay? So in a topic sentence, there you usually have both the topic and the big main point. Okay, the topic is the subject matter, the main point focuses by giving us some direction. So here are some examples. People can avoid plagiarizing by taking certain precautions. Who knows this word plagiarize?
Mm,
No? Plagiarize is when you copy exactly from another source. So if you copy exactly from your friend or copy exactly from the internet, then you are plagiarizing.
It's like a cheating.
Like cheating, yeah.
Okay.
So people can avoid plagiarizing by taking certain precautions. So now we know this paragraph is going to be about plagiarizing, and we know we can expect that there's probably going to be some precautions that they're going to list. Now, if we look at this word, cautious, or does anybody know that word to be cautious? Basically, it means to be careful. So precautions, pre here at the beginning of the word means before. So it's like to be careful before you do it. All right, let's look at the next one. There are several advantages to online education. So we know this paragraph is all going to be about online education and specifically examples of advantages. Effective leadership requires specific qualities that anyone can develop. So we know this paragraph is about leadership, and we know there's going to be some qualities in the supporting details. Okay, and then you start giving examples, extra information, specific experiences or specific facts, and other information that they might need to understand what you're trying to talk about. So inside your paragraph, your supporting sentences, you would have facts, details, reasons, and examples. Okay. You can put in some data if you need, especially for your capstone project. And it's always, not always, but sometimes it's good to use personal stories to make it more interesting. And then make sure you have enough information that the reader understands, and then you can go to conclude. Okay. So concluding, again, is just summarizing or repeating what your topic sentence was about, but using different words. And then this last step, look over and proofread. Okay, before you turn something in, especially to me, make sure that you have thought about your capital letters. Make sure you have thought about your full stops. Okay, don't just write it and be like, oh, that's good enough, and send it on. Okay, I want to see that you've thought about the grammar that we've learned and the punctuation that we've learned so that you can write properly now.
You mean about the commas, the full stop, the indentation,
Exactly.
the capitalization, right?
Good.
What
So
else?
those things, your grammar that you know how to use. So we've learned lots of grammar now as far as articles and as far as quantifiers and things like that. And actually, Alharth, I noticed that you were using the quantifiers pretty good earlier today in your 1 minute presentation. So I can see that you guys are learning these things. And so now I just expect you to put them into your writing.
Mr. Michael,
Yes.
I have a small question.
Yes.
That's in the IELTS exam. There is 4 sections, special on the writing one. Like, is it better to write the conclusion or without conclusion, especially in the IELTS exam?
In general, you're going to
'Cause-
want to have a conclusion because it's just part of the writing process. On IELTS exam, I know that it's a timed process, so you're going to be rushing for time, but it is good to, in general, to have a conclusion, yes.
Because honestly, like I watched a lot of videos on YouTube. That's nobody like no one like told us about writing the conclusion, and someone like told us no conclusion at all in the IELTS exam.
Yeah, I'd have to do some research to make sure exactly what they want you to do on IELTS exam. So that's a good point, is depending on the purpose of the writing, you're going to write a little bit differently. So this is just an introduction to the basic parts of a paragraph. So as you become more advanced writers, you'll be able to leave off things that you don't need or move things around or use different transition words and things like that.
Exactly. And the cohort and coherence.
Yeah, so this right now today is just a basic introduction to what a paragraph needs in general, and then it'll be up to you probably as you grow in your English skills to decide when you need and when you don't need. But I can look for you this weekend and see what the IELTS exam typically demands.
Please.
Sure, no problem.
Thank you.
Good. All right, and then finally, I'm not going to go over all of this with you because it's just a repeat, but I just want you to know that I am putting this into the, sorry, let me get up here. This has a nice, more exact review of these things in detail. So you can review it at home, and it starts on page 11, but it's actually page 16 on the PDF, the structure of a paragraph. And it actually goes through all the different types of paragraphs that you might have to write. So if you have to write something that's describing something that's giving the pros and cons, sometimes you might have to compare and contrast. So it gives you lots of nice language to use for each of those different types of paragraphs that you might use in the future. So it's a little bit longer, and this document actually goes all the way through essays. But right now we're going to focus just on paragraphs and not do essays yet. But I encourage you to look at this at home, okay? Mm-hmm. Because it does give you step-by-step lots of nice information.
Could you upload it, please, on the drive?
Yeah, right now it is uploaded onto your shared folder.
Okay.
And if you'd like, I can also upload it onto Microsoft Teams.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I will look at it on the drive. Thank you.
Good. So it tells you how to develop them with details, explanations, examples, and you'll be able to pick out some good phrasing to use for your own paragraphs. And then later on, it gives you the different types of paragraphs, descriptive paragraphs, process paragraphs, okay? Some questions that you might be answering in that type of paragraph, some words that you might be using in that paragraph, things like that, okay? If you're describing someone's personality, you guys know all these words now. If you're describing how they look. So here's a process is like how to do something. They give you more transitions that you can use. And I'll probably put some more things on there too. Remember, I put all this stuff on there because hopefully it will give you, if you have time, some chance to study this stuff that I teach you in class, because I teach you in class for 20 or 30 minutes, but it's not going to stick unless you go back and study it. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's see how well you guys did understanding all of this that I just taught you. So I'm going to go to this one. Now you can't write on this document because it's a PDF, but you can write either on your Microsoft Word or your class notebook. Yeah, either way is okay. The class notebook is not bad if you can figure out how to use it properly. Let me go up and find the topics here. Maybe I'll just give you some topics. Okay. Let's start with computers. Okay. Mm-hmm. I want you to write a paragraph about computers. Okay, now that's a very general topic. So I want you to figure out how to make it a little bit more specific for one paragraph. So maybe you're going to talk about your own computer. Maybe you're going to talk about computer games. Maybe you're going to talk about cybersecurity. So whatever you want to do, I want you to write one paragraph about computers and send it to me. You can send it to me by email, or you can put it into your notebook. So I want you to take 10 minutes now and do it on your own and just send it to me. If you want to do it on your notebook, I'll show you how. If you have your if you're working on your phone, I think it'll still work. I think there's a spot where you go to Teams and you go to Class Notebook. This is not your team. And it might take a few seconds to come up on your screen, but there should be a little arrow here. And if you click on the arrow, you can go find your name. And so if you click on your name, then you can go to Class Notes. And here you can write a new note, give it a title, and then you can start writing here. And I'll be able to see it later. So what I want you to do is write one paragraph about computers. Okay, so it should have a topic sentence, supporting details, and a concluding sentence. I'm going to give you guys 10 minutes to do it on your own. Any questions?
We should have a title, or
You
just
don't-
paragraph without title.
A paragraph does not need a title. Any other questions?
No, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes,
All right.
excuse me. We
Yes.
should send it by now, this hour, within 10 minutes.
Yes. Yep, I want you to work on it right now. If you have any questions, you can send me by private chat over on the left side, or if you hover over my name, you can private chat that way.
Mr. Michael?
Yes.
How we can send the paragraph, or you can see it from the screen, or
Where did you write it on, Bushra?
on the class notebook?
You did? Okay, let's see if I can see yours. I'm not seeing it yet. Bushra,
Yes.
after you finish after you finish writing it, if you look up to the right above, it says distribute page. Do you see that?
Distribute page. No. Where? On the top right. What?
Teacher.
Yeah, it's on the top left, not exactly the very top, but above your notebook. It says distribute page. Let me show you.
Okay.
Okay. So, you wrote in your notebook, right?
Yes.
So if you click on this class notebook right here, and then distribute page, you should be able to send it to me somehow.
Mr. Michael,
Yes.
I cannot access the notebook because I use my phone.
Yeah, that's
So
fine. If you just want,
So
you can write it anywhere.
I send it on the chat.
Oh, in the chat. Okay. Good. I'll take a look at that. So that's one option. Another option is to send it by email. We'll just try to get a few of these that we can look at. Thank you, Saddam. I'll look at the chat.
Okay.
Bushra, if you want, you can just copy and paste it into an email and send it to me. Okay, here's Saddam.
I don't see the option of the distributed in my screen.
Yeah, it's not very user friendly, is it? Okay, Noor sent it by email. Yes. Go ahead, Wajdi. Wajdi, you're cutting out, big guy. Okay, good. I have emails. I have emails from Ayat, Wajdi, and Noor. Okay, what I want to do is collect them on a Word document, and then we'll go over them together in about 2 more minutes.
Mr. Michael, I think when I go to see what you do on your screen, that I don't see my paragraph. It's gone.
Okay.
So I will repeat it.
Oh yeah, just copy and paste it and send it as an email.
He's gone. I don't find it.
It left? You can't find it
Yeah,
now?
I think it will be saved, but saved in the screen. But maybe it's not.
Yeah,
It's
that
deleted,
notebook is
like me.
that
When I
notebook
pressed
isn't very useful.
the class notebook and the Microsoft Teams is not too useful, honestly. Because I
Yeah.
wrote a paragraph. After that, I pressed on the screen itself for the meeting. After that, when I back to it, it's all
Mhm.
deleted.
Oh my god, that's annoying.
So I have to write a game for you and send it by email.
Okay.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Can you see what
Let's see. That's Aya. Aya, where did you write it?
in class notebook?
Okay. What I recommend you do is copy and paste it from the class notebook and send it to me by an email. Okay, about 2 more minutes and we'll go over some of these. Okay, how much more time do you want to send it to me?
I think that would be great.
Mister, can you hear
Yes.
me?
Yes.
Okay. What do
I
you
have
think about the paragraph?
I have yours, Wajdi. I have a couple more. I'm just waiting to see if anybody else wants to send. So
Okay.
go ahead, and if you're not quite finished, it's okay. You can send it later. I'm gonna show you guys the ones that were sent to me so we can get an idea of how you're doing. So I'm gonna share my screen again. And we'll go to the Word document. Okay, can everyone see this Word document?
Yes.
I can make it a little bit bigger if you want. Okay, so here we have the first one. The computer make the world as a small village. Day by day, the computer be more smart and speed. By computer, you can make a lot of processes like banking process, buy and sell everything, distance learning. Also, you can communicate with other people around the world. So the computer make our life easier than before. Good. So there are a few grammatical mistakes, but let's not worry about those yet, okay? The big focus is on the actual paragraph structure. So the paragraph is actually written quite well for here. We have the topic sentence, the computer makes the world as a small village, okay? So that's a nice topic sentence. Very good. Okay, we'll capitalize the after the full stop. Day by day, the computer, we might say, instead of be, we might say becomes smarter and smarter, smarter and faster. Okay, and that's a good detail about how it's making the world a smaller village. With computers, you can make a lot of processes like banking, buying and selling, everything, and distance learning. Excellent. So those are 3 good detail sentences or supporting sentences that talk about how it's making the world more like a smaller village. So that's a great sentence. And then notice how he used also. So he put a transition in there, which is great. We like those transitions. You can communicate with other people around the world. And that's another perfect detail sentence about making the world smaller. And then he has a nice concluding sentence. So the computer makes our life easier than before. Okay. So one thing I didn't teach you yet is paragraphs. The way we know it's a new paragraph is they put an indent at the very beginning. So if you push tab, it will give you this space. And then we know that we have a new paragraph. So now I fixed the small grammatical mistakes, but the overall paragraph structure was excellent. He has a nice topic sentence. He has 2 or 3 sentences or 3 sentences about supporting this idea, and then a concluding sentence. So that's exactly what we're looking for. Nice job. All right, let's move on to the second one, okay? So I'll read it here. I have a Lenovo laptop which has 4 gig RAM and Core i5 CPU. In addition, it has Windows 10 OS installed on it. Finally, it's full of viruses that makes it very slow. Okay, so it looks like this is more of a descriptive paragraph. So we might start with this as our topic sentence. I have a Lenovo laptop. Okay, and that's what the whole paragraph is going to be about. We know they're going to describe the Lenovo laptop. Okay, so then we might say it has 4 gig RAM and Core i5 CPU. Good, so that's a detail sentence, a supporting sentence about the Lenovo laptop. In addition, nice transition here. It has Windows 10 OS installed on it. I'll put a full stop at the end of that sentence. And then another transition with the finally. It's full of viruses, which makes it very slow. Okay.
It's good to know
Now,
about viruses.
Okay, now that one is interesting. We'd have to decide, is that one really relevant to it or not relevant to it? It could be. She's describing all the parts of it, and then she describes finally it's full of viruses. And then we might put a concluding sentence on there to restate
Like-
the topic sentence. Like, what do you think, Aharth?
Hopefully getting like a new laptop with the higher RAM and
Okay.
better CPU and
Good.
out of virus.
All right. So we don't want to put too many extra details in there, but we kind of want to repeat this idea. And her first idea is just that she has a laptop. So we might say something like, my
Follow this
laptop
paragraph.
isn't the best. That's not important, Washti. My laptop isn't the best, but it gets the job done.
Mhm.
Then again, since I use my, right, that shows that she has it, my laptop.
Okay.
Good. And we'll put an indent at the beginning, and then we have a decent paragraph. All right, let's see this next one. The computers became the most support tool in our daily life. Therefore, you never find any home, company, and organization without network or computer system. On one hand, these computers made our life easier and faster. On the other hand, a lot of people lost their work. Finally, I suspect more machines and computers will take our jobs if we don't put rules for that. Okay. So if we start here with the topic sentence, the computers became the most support tool in our daily life. Okay, that's not a bad topic sentence. We'll just fix the grammar a little bit, put a full stop there, and we'll probably say have become, because up until now, the most, we'll change this to an adjective, supportive, good, tool in our daily life. Good. Now, yeah, therefore will be a capital letter, but let's look at the topic sentence quickly together. If this is the topic sentence, and it would be a very good topic sentence, we would have to be careful because the idea in the topic sentence is that it's very supportive. So we would expect that all of these sentences are going to be about how supportive it is. So let's see if it is. Therefore, you never find any home, computer, and organization without network or computer system. Okay, that fits. We'll just capitalize and put an S there. And now we have a good sentence. On one hand, good. These computers made, we'll say have made our life easier and faster. Full stop. And that matches, oops, that matches this topic sentence very well. On the other hand, good. A lot of people have lost their work. Why do you guys think I keep putting have in this paragraph?
Because it's continuous instead, like a lot
Good.
of people may be losing jobs.
Good. So it started sometime in the past, and then they're still losing them now. So we use the present perfect. Okay, and finally, what did we learn about this?
No comma after final, I think. Right.
No, finally a comma is good.
Okay.
Capitalize.
Capitalize I whenever it means Anna. I suspect more machines and computers will take our jobs if we don't put rules for that. Okay. I like everything except this last sentence, and the only reason I don't like it, it's written well, but the only reason I don't like it is because it's more
you're
negative.
talking about supportive.
Mm-hmm. So we might want to keep it supportive here at the end.
I think the one who wrote this was distracted.
That's possible.
Maybe you know, Mr. Michael, the finally it could be like the
Advice?
It's like data advice, but it's like a computer, like putting on a computer in something essential in our life, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Good. So usually we use finally to show it's a last reason or it's something important. So you could say I like El Harith's idea here. We might say, finally, it is essential, but we have to be careful.
Wow. Amazing.
Okay. Good. All right. Computers are everywhere. Now computers lead the world. You need it in all aspects of life and in every place. I think the advantages for using a computer can't be counted, but also you need to be careful for their disadvantages, like wasting your time on it or misusing them to do bad things. Finally, we can't imagine our life without computers because it's now essential in our life. Okay, excellent. So computers are everywhere. And I think by this topic sentence, she means that basically computers are important. Okay, so now computers lead the world. Okay, we put space after the full stop. You need it. Now, we haven't talked about pronouns in this class yet, but this it is a singular pronoun. But if we look and think about what do we need here, back here, they're talking about computers. So this computers is plural. So we need them, right, in all aspects of life and in every place.
Places.
Okay, good. Every place is okay. We just need to put a space after the full stop. I think the advantages for using a computer, okay, one computer here because so we can't have plural, can't be counted, but also you need to be careful for their disadvantages, like wasting your time on it or misusing them to do bad things. Good. Finally, we can't imagine our life without computers because it's now essential in our life. All right, not bad. I think it covers our rules. Put a tab here and a tab here. Very good. So you can see it's not an easy process yet. You're not going to get it perfectly, but if you practice this and get used to this structure, it'll become easier and easier for you. So I'm going to put some homework on your page for you guys to be able to practice it. My philosophy of homework for this class is still the same, even though we're online now. I put lots of opportunities for you to practice online or on your page. If you take advantage of the opportunities, you will improve quickly. And if you don't, you will improve slowly. So it's up to you whether or not you do it. Now, good job, guys, on these paragraphs. I think this is an excellent start. The ones that we have here really are following the rules that we have gone over so far. So keep it up, and if you turn in your paragraphs, I'll do the same thing. I'll sort of edit it like this for you and send it back to you. Okay, we only have about 10 minutes left. I want to talk to you guys about the direction of our class for a minute. So I'm going to turn off the recording so we can all just talk freely without worrying about anything.